The past is not a residence, but a reference. You cannot make your past the place where you dwell. You need to make out of your past a place where you have examples on what to do and what not to do, what to leave behind and what to repeat. Past is not residence, it's a reference. Because when you keep living in the past, your life stops in the present and your future is also compromised. The person who keeps crying over spilled milk, harboring regrets, and reliving an episode of disappointment, betrayal, of loss, of frustration, which feeds bad feelings in the present, is stealing their present and their future with these memories. You should not do that. Past is not for that. Past is not for you to live in it, to dwell in it. The past is very useful. The past, when it's used as a reference, both positive and negative, it instructs our present and our future. It helps us to adjust the course, to adjust our route, to determine whether we will reach the destination we want or not. The Word of God, God Himself, says like this: consider your ways. Pay attention. Little words, but so deep ones. To consider. To consider is an attitude of the mind, is an assessment. You have to observe it carefully and attentively. So considering your ways means not simply saying, it's all water under the bridge now. Okay, it has a value in that, in the sense that you understand that you cannot change your past, but you can use the past to change the present and the future. So to consider is this: how did my performance go? High-performance athletes do this all the time. Businessmen and women are always using the past as a reference for what to do differently and better from now on. If you don't learn with your mistakes, with your paths, you're going to repeat them. You're going to remain in them. So it's necessary to consider our ways, which means we are now, for example, coming to the end of another year. Many people see the end of the year as a time of celebration, to dive into food, drinks, parties, music, on celebrations. They think like this: I work throughout the whole year. You know what? I'm gonna have fun. So they forget the year that has passed. They dive headfirst into the celebrations and they start the year, do you know what for? To repeat the year again. They repeat all that they've done on the previous year. With no assessment, no consideration, then they are doomed to go on for another year and to remain where they are, to walk in circles. Well, when we end a year, this, I'm not saying that this should be done annually. The ideal is that we should create an habit at the end of every day, at the end of the day, to assess how did that day go for us. When you lay your head on your pillow, for you to assess, how did this day go? What can I do better tomorrow? What can I do on the following day that will make me better? So at the end of every day, for you to consider your ways, to evaluate your ways, you will be in a better position to do better in the future. Consider your ways. This moment is an ideal moment for you to look at the year that is coming to an end and to think, what did I do in this year that I'm very happy about it? What did I do that worked well? What did I do that was good for me, for my family, for my job, for my career, for my health, for my spiritual life? What did I do that went very well? What should I do to keep on doing, to build upon that, to repeat that? What did I do that ended badly? What did I do that it did not work? I thought it would go in a way and went on a different way. What should I abandon in my life? What did people add to my life, and who added something to my life this year? What friendships should I strengthen? Contacts that I should invest? Which people were negative, that disrupt me, took me out of my focus? People that harmed me. You know, people that took out something from me, they didn't add, and they took something from me. These people that I should eliminate from my circle of friends. I'm not talking about keeping a grudge, quite the contrary. It's another assessment you have to do. Do I end this year with grudges against someone? Because if you have grudges against somebody, you have to clean your heart before starting the new year. Clean your heart. Cleanse your heart from that. Sometimes you have to adjust our friendships and contacts and to keep away from certain people. But in no situation is correct to keep a grudge against somebody, because this comes back to us. The grudge you keep against someone, it comes back to you. And then you are the one who becomes a hostage of grudges. It's grudges who keeps you. It keeps you in a prison. The person keeps a grudge against somebody, and soon the grudge is keeping them in a prison. So don't keep a grudge. Otherwise, the grudge will keep you in a prison, and you will become a prisoner. Cleanse your heart. Is that okay? What should you change about your habits? Maybe you have addictions. Nowadays, we live in a society that is organized basically to lead people to depend on things, on social media, addicted to online games, addicted on shopping, buying, addicted on watching TV series, addicted. And how much time people spend on things that do not bring results. If you are able to save 1 hour per week, to not waste 1 hour per week, this will be more than 2 days in a year. If you waste 1 hour per week, you lose 2 days in a year. But many people waste way more hours per day. Add this up. How many days you waste in a month that brings no result to you? God calls us, consider your ways. And after he says, you have sown much and bring in little, which means you have to assess what you have been sowing in your finances, in your relationships. This moment is a moment of assessment. Just as companies take stock at the end of the year, how did this year go for us, where we're gonna be better, where we need to change, you need to take a stock of your life. Use your past as a reference, but don't move there. Do not take your things and move to the address of your past. Past is not a residence. Look forward, but with the instruction, the information of what your past has taught you. Do not forget, consider your way. And when God calls us to do that, he calls us to do differently and better. The Word of God teaches you how to do this. So pay attention to the Word. Take advantage of these last days of 2022 to do this self-assessment and to make your decisions going forward.
Did you like this? Would you like to hear it again? Listen to it as many times as you need until this content becomes part of you. Don't forget to leave your like, comment, and share. See you next time.